back to the BTF Sports Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into it, though, make sure y'all leave a like, share, and subscribe with your friends, BTF Sports YouTube channel. And make sure y'all follow us on YouTube. I said follow us on YouTube. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram at btf.sports. And let's get right into it. So we got a big free agency that went down and whatnot. A lot of teams made some signings. A lot of teams didn't make no signings. So we're going to get into who are the winners and losers of this free agency. And we got them written down. We got Giants, number one, winners of free agency.
In my opinion,
Patriots winners. Chiefs winners, Bengals, Cardinals. We can go all over those five people or those five teams.
well, the Giants, I think they improved the most. They got secondary help they needed, and they got Daniel Jones a weapon. So there's no excuse for Daniel Jones. If he sucks this year, then he should suck. And the Giants can move on and get Sam Howell or something. And Adoree Jackson is a great pickup. I mean, in my opinion, he's a great corner, but I guess the Giants didn't think so.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the Giants made some of the best moves in all of free agency. They got Daniel Jones weapons, like Henry said. So this is going to be Daniel Jones' make or break year. And I think Daniel Jones is going to do good because I like Daniel Jones. He's not the biggest threat with his legs, but he is a threat. We've seen that even though, he might stumble or whatever, but he's a threat. But they got him their defense played very good last year. Like, it was very underrated. And they got some more pieces for the defense. So I feel like the Giants might be one of the teams putting stuff together, competing maybe for a playoff spot. I don't know.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sheet.
Oh, well. The Giants had a great free agency. Well, it's not even over, but so far they've had a great free agency. Saquon in the backfield, healthy, I hope. And then Darius Slayton and Kenny Golladay there, that's nasty. It's just nasty. So I'm happy.
Don't forget Sterling Shepard.
Sterling Shepard too.
Sterling Shepard as well. I really can't wait to see what they do. I think
Ingram too. Hold on, they nasty.
Yeah, they have some weapons for Daniel Jones. That's why I said make or break.
I think that the Giants are probably out of their dog years. Yeah, and I think that they're probably going back on the track to where they saw, about a decade ago where Eli was taking them. They actually ended up getting them 2 chips. So they're on a good path. I like what the Giants are doing. I have faith.
Yeah, I think the Giants took a big dub in free agency. Getting Kenny Golladay, he a perfect number one for their squad. Then you still got, like how I was saying, Darius Slayton. They signed Kyle Rudolph, who's a good number 2 tight end, to back up Evan Ingram if somebody goes down. Kyle Rudolph on a 2-year deal. Then you still got Saquon, who coming back. Saquon, he do everything, power, elusive back, catch out of the backfield, all of that type of stuff. So this season, their team really depends on if Daniel Jones can succeed and really perform. And then we saw Adoree Jackson getting signed. And I think with the Titans, they may have been looking at him as like their number 1 corner. And I don't think he's a number 1 corner, but to be number 2 behind James Bradbury. And James Bradbury was balling.
That boy. Oh, me, that boy.
As Adoree Jackson as a number 2, they defense going to be looking scary. And then they re-signed Leonard Williams.
You got Jabril Peppers.
You re-sign Leonard Williams. All they would need to do really is sign a linebacker or draft a linebacker in the draft. And I think the Giants, they could be going somewhere. They could be potential winners of the NFC East, to be honest. It just depends on Daniel Jones if he can perform with that squad.
I still believe that they should have I'm going to say it. They should have drafted Haskins.
Shut up,
they
bro.
would be in a different situation.
They
should have drafted Haskins.
Shut up. Excuse me.
That's what they should have did. They dropped the ball on that, but Daniel Jones is still a great quarterback.
Do you see what Dwayne Haskins got?
Can you explain, please?
Dwayne Haskins might never play an NFL snap ever again.
He will play. He will play another snap for the Steelers. I believe Mike Tomlin's going to completely turn his whole situation around because obviously Haskins.
I don't even think he's signed. I think he's on a practice squad.
Well, no, they signed him. I believe they signed him onto a 1 year. But I think that Mike Tomlin is the coach that Dwayne Haskins is going to need to really turn his more personal matters around. Because obviously in Washington, being in his hometown, his focus just wasn't going to be there. And then his the coaching staff that he was working with really didn't help him at all because they didn't want him. The owner wanted him. So it was just a bad situation for him. And then, he got to mature a little bit. But I think that's where Mike Tomlin is going to come in and help him out and gets him into, because he's still 24. He's very, very young, and he's not garbage. He's not completely horrible. He just needs a better scheme, better coaching, and he really he has to get his personal stuff together, which I think he's probably getting together. I'm pretty sure he's getting the mentorship that he probably needed now.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the thing, though. This is the thing. Dwayne Haskins in college, all he did was like throw check downs and screens. That's how his stats got so
bubble
good.
screens.
But
And
he was
then
what concerned me
Campbell
before the
taking him to the
draft
house.
was when Urban Meyer was asked if he would draft Dwayne Haskins in the NFL, and he himself said no. And he's the one who recruited him. So, I don't think Dwayne Haskins is an NFL quarterback.
But Dwayne Haskins, he can execute a good system. So if you're putting him in a good system like Pittsburgh, I think Dwayne Haskins and the knowledge from Big Ben, I feel like that's probably one of the best vets you can learn from. So
and again,
you never know.
Personal matters. His personal matters was the biggest problem. He could not get right off the field. He kept fucking up. So I think that him in Pittsburgh, in that organization, we got to remember, Pittsburgh Steelers done won like 6 championships, and 3 of them are in the modern year.
Let me remind you, Big Ben is not a locker room guy. Like he's not a leader. He's not a mentor.
I wouldn't say that because he's still almost 40. He's won 2 championships. I'm not gonna say he's not a leader. I'm not gonna say that.
He's not.
Well,
he's the reason why the Killer Bees fell apart.
Understandable.
I don't think Dwayne Haskins was a like outside of the locker room. I don't think he was a problem because he got drafted into a bad organization.
Well,
you got allegations going against the GM and the owner and all this type of stuff. The coach didn't even want you. Yeah, the coach didn't want you. The front office just drafted you without coach's consent. I just think it was a bad situation for Dwayne Haskins. He did show it's like, is he an NFL quarterback or not?
Like, all right,
but under Mike Tomlin, I think he could work some stuff out with Dwayne Haskins.
Now, remember, he showed those flashes in a scheme or organization that did not want him at the helm at quarterback. Also, and when I speak on his personal matters outside of the locker room, that was a big problem. He admits to it that it was a big reason as to why he got released. It was because he was just out partying. He was out partying. Like, realistically, yes, some of it was for fam, but some of it wasn't for not. He should have been studying his playbook, getting right. This is the stuff he should have been doing. He chose a different path. He admitted to it, but now he's in a better situation. And let's see if he develops. Let's see if he catches time.
Let's see if he can beat out Mason Rudolph for the backup job.
If it was up to me, I'm putting Dwayne Haskins over Mason Rudolph any day. Because Mason
Rudolph did almost beat the Browns last year, week 17.
The playoffs, but Mason Rudolph is garbage. He's trash. He's not a second string quarterback.
Some people were high on Mason Rudolph coming out. There was a couple.
I thought he was gonna be a franchise steal in like the 3rd, 4th round. I was scared when the Steelers got him. I was like, dang.
And he called my man Myles Garrett a nigger. I ain't with that. I ain't with nothing.
Oh, come on, bro. Now we gotta censor that out, bro.
All right, so we got the next winner.
We ain't gotta censor that out.
The next winner is
the
next winner is the Patriots. The Patriots went big in free agency this year to get Cam some weapons. Belichick was determined to get Cam Newton some weapons and re-sign him to a 1-year deal.
The best signing, in my opinion, was Cam Newton. By far.
Yeah. The Patriots, I think they definitely won this free agency.
You said Cam Newton was the best signing, Henry?
In my opinion, yeah. when you
In
look
my
at
like-
value.
as well.
I like the Jonnu Smith signing, and I like the Hunter Henry signing. I love the
I
Cam
forgot
Lewis
about that.
They went really good, bro. They got
But we
Cam
have to
Lewis right now.
understand. We got to understand as to why they signed Hunter Henry and John. It's literally because that they work in a scheme that works for Cam, and we know
They're
that
trying
Cam
to-
is still a bona fide starter. So with two tight ends, two great tight ends like that, that offense is gonna be stupid with Kenny Bourne, with Jacoby Myers still there. Then they still got that rookie tight end who
Nelson
didn't play
Aguilar.
bad at all last season.
Nelson
looking-
Aguilar, he had a pretty good season with the
Yeah.
Raiders.
Nelson Aguilar.
Nelson Aguilar,
Um,
he had a really good comeback year. I think Nelson, he dropped the ball when he was with the Eagles a
Look-
bunch of times. But
look at the
I think
Patriots
Aguilar's a
next
good
year.
receiver.
I think they're gonna run a lot of read option and pistol formations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
cool to see though. So,
Like on some Ravens jump.
Like seeing Belichick, he's gonna scheme the hell out of that. Like for real. I think the Patriots gonna win at least 10 games, 9 or 10 games.
agree.
For real.
yeah,
I can see that.
I do make
And-
the playoffs. I'll say that.
I think the Judon signing was underrated because in their scheme, Bill Belichick knows how to run outside linebackers like Matt Judon, pass rush and drop back in coverage. It's like almost like how Kyle Van Noy was being run in a system, and they re-signed Kyle Van Noy. So they
Yeah.
got two outside linebackers back, or they got Kyle Van Noy back, and you got another new outside linebacker to fit in your scheme.
They get
Johnny
all them
Smith- Johnny
people
Smith
out
and
there.
Hunter Henry.
Yep.
I think we're gonna see something like when it was Gronk and Aaron Hernandez type of offense where they was running the offense through them two tight ends as the main receivers. And then Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne. Man, if I think this season, if Cam don't show that he can work with these weapons, it was Cam's in. But I think they can be successful with this, with how they finna run this offense, because the Patriots gonna be
also-
slept on, man. I think they're gonna
They
be slept
also
on.
have Dante Hightower coming back, Patrick Chung coming back.
Patrick
They gonna
Chung
have a
retired.
He
I believe.
retired.
Oh, he
Yeah,
retired?
Patrick Chung retired.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
retired.
Dang.
But I do think
Coke
a lot
boy.
of people missed how well built the Patriots replenished their old line, because they were
got
about to
Trent
lose
Brown.
a lot of people. They got back Joe Tooney. They got back what's
Nah,
his
Joe
name?
Tooney with the
Joe Tooney
Chiefs.
went to the Chiefs.
I mean, not Joe Tooney.
Trent
they got
Brown,
back the
Trent
dude who was
Brown,
about to
yeah.
go to the Falcons. The Falcons wanted him.
Oh, David Andrews.
David Andrews. That was a good pickup. They got back, I think it was a left guard or something, but they pretty much got back a good amount of their O line.
We got Isaiah Wynn
Isaiah
on
Wilson
one
still
side.
there.
Yeah, Isaiah Wynn. They got Isaiah Wynn.
Trent Brown on
Jack
the other
Mason
side.
still. They got Trent Brown, re-signed David Andrews, and then that dog rookie guard O lineman they got.
Oh yeah,
they still
Michael
got him.
Owino.
Yeah,
Michael
he was
Owino.
ranked like top 10 O lineman in PFF.
So there's no excuses for Cam Newton now. He has to succeed. Or it's
Yeah.
like career
Yeah,
over.
unless he catch
Still
COVID
with a good
again or something.
defense. Still got Gilmore, J.C. Jackson, who had like 8 or 9 picks last season. Chase Winovich, good young pass rusher, linebackers. They got I'm not even gonna lie. The
Kyle
Patriots has
Duggar.
everything.
Hold up.
Kyle Duggar,
Yeah.
Jason McCourty, Devin McCourty. They have everything.
They have a squad.
Gilmore's,
Hold up.
They got
Gilmore's probably
everything.
gonna.
Oh
They're
my
probably gonna
goodness.
still
Hold
retain
up.
Gilmore.
The Evil Empire is back. Hey, you talking about?
That team is looking real scary. If they draft a receiver at 15, like a top,
And it's good, bro.
receiver,
That's what's gonna be crazy, because it's gonna be some crazy weapons available right there.
I
'Cause
think they
around
want
the
Mac
middle of
Jones.
the draft,
I ain't gonna count.
around the middle of the draft, that's the steal range. That's when all the some good players drop, like the top players.
Derwin
that-
James dropped to like 16. I remember that year.
Like that's ridiculous, bro. So it's a stacked class of weapons with Kyle Pitts, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase. Somebody's gonna fall, and somebody's
and
likely to fall
that's
to the
scary.
But you
Somebody's
know-
going to fall to the Patriots.
But
Somebody is.
Belichick is looking at Mac Jones or Justin Fields
Yeah,
and like,
they
I
are
don't want
looking at
that.
QB too, which is they should.
Did
They
you
should
see
look at
his
QB.
pro day? Mac Jones pro day? That boy was dying.
But if they're unable to trade up to one of the picks to get a QB, it's very likely that they'll take a weapon.
They could go and get
Yeah.
Bateman. They
At
can.
15?
Yeah.
Deep threat. Oh my god. And then the Patriots got a lot of. They can get Rondell Moore, have a fast little receiver, just all Amon-Ra St. Brown.
They got options.
It's too many options for the Patriots. The Patriots are a dangerous team next season.
Either way,
Very
we know
dangerous.
they gonna make the playoffs.
The thing with Bill
definitely gonna make the
Belichick, though,
playoffs.
he's never drafted like a receiver for real. Like,
A good receiver.
But Bill Belichick
Yeah.
has 6 Super Bowl rings. He don't care about what he hasn't or haven't done.
And they still got Julian
Edelman.
Edelman. We forgot
that boy
Julian
be
Edelman.
3rd and 15. That's who you throw it to.
Yeah.
Cam,
Because it's gonna be a first
No,
down, no cap. You could throw the Edelman on 4th and 15.
He
still
said,
like,
"Cam, no." All right, let's get into our next winners that is free agency. Number 3, we got the Chiefs. The Chiefs and the Chiefs could still be big winners. I heard they
Where the hell
with
are
Melvin
you getting this
Ingram.
from?
Yeah,
they reworked everything. They reworked everybody's contract.
And then they
cheap,
released
bro.
Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz. I thought they was done for when they did that, but then they signed Joe Tooney.
5
and then
years too, bro.
5-year deal for Patty.
That's half Patty.
And then I believe they got somebody else too.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I believe they got another O lineman, but it's like
They was trying to get Juju. That would have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
god.
goodness.
Oh Lord.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they definitely they
definitely still should be the favorites to win the AFC. I'll say that.
You
Yeah,
think
they re-signed Mike Remmers, who was already a Chief.
Did Mitchell Schwartz get re-signed or is he already?
No, he's still a
He's
free agent.
Yeah.
Now that's gonna be interesting to see where he goes.
I believe the Ravens should sign him.
He might end up going to a contender, or he might find a way to get back to the Chiefs.
I think they might find a way to stay. With them just restructuring Patty's contract alone, they opened up $17 million. And that's not even the other restructures that they did.
Yeah.
So you never know.
And they bring back Taco Charlton.
That's gonna do something.
But I think what really made it big was just Joe Tooney. That's all. Patrick Mahomes just need one O lineman that can hold it down for him.
That's not true.
He make it. Well, he don't just need one O lineman, but just already with the O lineman that they have, they could go and draft left tackles because this draft is full of O linemen too. It's a lot of O linemen.
Needs is an average O line to be successful, really.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the only thing that would make the Chiefs better would be drafting a DB. I mean, you got Brashad Beelan, you got I think Chardavius Ward, you got Sorensen, and then you got Honey Badger. But even they weren't able.
Don't forget L'Jarius Sneed. L'Jarius Sneed
is a dog.
But they weren't able to do anything in the Super Bowl. And I think the reason that they weren't able to do anything with the Super Bowl with those DBs is really the refs. The refs sold their DBs. But if they could add another DB in the draft, that would be nice.
Yeah, they got young DBs, Charvarius Ward, L'Jarius Sneed, and they still got Rashad Fenton as well. If they
should get a receiver.
You say you think they should get a receiver?
Yep.
Yeah, I could definitely see them getting one to go along with Miko Hardman and Tyreek Hill.
It would have to be another speedster.
And Travis Kelce.
It would have to be another speedster.
I would say in the second round though. I think they should do that. Second round or third round, get a receiver.
I don't know. The Chiefs at 31, and there's Rashad Bateman. I get him.
Oh yeah, they're getting him.
It's gonna be a lot of players who are super talented that fall this year because of COVID. This is the draft.
Yeah.
A lot of players missed the offseason. So it's gonna be a bunch of gems too. Like the late round picks. Whoever the teams that are hitting on the late round picks are the teams that are gonna be contending at the end of the season. That's how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Who's the next?
Especially too, the Bengals. The Bengals are the next team who are
they improved a lot.
Their secondary
winners.
The Bengals improved their secondary more than any team in the league by far. The Bengals built around Joe Burrow, perfect. They did it the perfect way. That's all I got to say.
Didn't they get a receiver too? They got Marvin Jones in there.
Yeah,
am I tripping?
Nah, that's Jacksonville. Jacksonville got Marvin Jones.
Who did they get?
The Bengals.
They got a receiver.
Oh no, they was trying to get Kenny Galladay. I would have been
Yeah.
mad, man.
The Bengals
Wait,
to
the
go
Bengals
along
didn't
with
sign a receiver?
I swear that
the
they-
DBs that they signed Trey Hendrickson to a 4-year, $60 million deal.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
That's a
they
good deal.
got Mike Hilton from the Steelers on a 4-year, $24
Under
million
that's an
deal.
underrated signing. That's a very
Chidobe
underrated signing.
Awuzie
Chidobe
also.
Awuzie, 3 years, $21 million.
Yeah.
The Bengals,
only-
they up in their secondary
thing-
for real.
The only thing that's scary with me is with the Bengals is that protection for Joe Burrow. He was getting slaughtered out there, bro. Like they gotta
they
make
still
some
need
type of
O-line
move to line
pieces.
them.
Yeah.
They should
still
sign
pick
Mitchell
at 5.
Schwartz. If they have
Yeah,
money,
he
they should
still
sign
pick at-
Mitchell Schwartz.
Hey, that
Mitchell Schwartz
I
wasn't
doubt
terrible.
Mitchell Schwartz want to go there because
Yeah, I
Mitchell
doubt he
Schwartz
would wanna
coming
go
off rings. He's coming off rings, so if they
Right.
can't get him, that'd be a steal. But
I
they
think that
still
they can
have
get him with
draft
the money
picks.
right.
They have high draft picks, so
Yeah,
when they
facts.
use those high draft picks, they're probably going to be like the Cardinals the year that they drafted Kyler Murray, where everybody just saw them as one of the offseason winners. Like they
Well,
just
I-
almost had a perfect offseason.
I think for five, if he's there, I think they should get Micah. That would be great for their defense. That would completely wrap it up. Michael Parsons
Who?
would be nice. Michael Parsons.
I disagree. I feel like if Penei Sewell is there, that has to be the pick.
I feel like
Regardless
he's
of
gonna be
Jonah
top
Williams,
3.
regardless of Jonah Williams, that was a good pick. But Jonah Williams, either one of them can go to right tackle, one of them, and it'll work
Or
because they're both
Jonah
super
Williams can play
talented.
guard as well. He could
Jonah Williams
he
can
can move
also
to
play
guard.
They
and
do
then
have
Penei
Bobby
to left
Hart.
tackle.
They have Bobby Hart who played well.
And they signed Quentin Spain from the Buffalo Bills. He's an older O lineman,
Ooh.
but it still helped. It still helped to
Yeah,
you
definitely.
know.
And
And
Ricardo
they signed-
Allen.
They
People
signed
gonna
Larry
sleep on that
Ogunjobi.
Ricardo Allen signing.
They signed Larry Ogunjobi to a 1-year, $6 million deal. Also,
Ooh, that's a good one.
that's underrated. Yeah.
That's a
I
great
think
one.
all the Bengals need to go O-line heavy this year. Serious. O-line heavy or probably O-line first round, receiver second round. And the Bengals, they'll be in good shape.
Yeah, I feel like they don't need to go. I don't know about O-line heavy, but they do need to touch on O-line, and then they can just dabble in other areas because they did so well in free agency. It should make the draft way easier. Just let it fall to them, and it'll all work.
Fifth as our winners of free agency, we got the Cardinals. Big JJ Watt. We already talked about JJ Watt. Then they signed AJ Green to go along with it. But what was interesting to me was the fact that they let Pat Pete go, and now they got what? They got about 2 corner holes to fill, and they re-signed Robert Alford though. I think that's just to fill in like a bridge cornerback. But yeah, I think the Cardinals had a real good free agency. They can fill in a lot of their holes. They can fill in corner and O-line this year. They sitting at what, 16? You can go and get J.C. Horn, Eric Stokes.
Yeah.
Eric Stokes ran a 4.25, 4.26. J.C. Horn, 41-inch broad, or not broad jump, but vert jump, and 11-inch broad jump. So the Cardinals got a lot of options here in the draft as well.
Yeah, I feel like the Cardinals made a bunch of moves that would also help them in the draft, to be honest, because I feel like they got a bunch of players who are older but productive. And that those players are usually the bridge players who help when you bring in a young guy. And who did they bring in? It was a couple years ago on the D-line. Here's a later round pick.
Zach Allen?
Zach Allen. I feel like J.J.
Mhm.
Watt could probably boost up Zach Allen quite a bit because I like Zach Allen coming out. But yeah, the Cardinals, I feel like they're in a position to fill needs and compete like this year with Kyler Murray. He's gonna have
Lost
a great
Hassan
Russell.
Reddick. Still got Chandler.
Hey, hold on.
Chandler
One
Jones.
more thing though. You got to feel for Russell Wilson, bro. So twice a year you got to face J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones, and then Aaron Donald, and then Nick Bosa and Eric Armstead and them boys. You got to feel for that man right there, bro. Get
Listen,
out of
that's
Seattle,
one of the
Russ.
reasons. That's
Get
one
out
of
of
the exact
Seattle.
reasons that I was saying that Russell is. We're going to see the first year that Russell is not going to give his all because there's no point. He's going to kill himself trying to give his all for a team that
That's not true. Russ
lost
is
That's
all his
not
weapons.
true. There's no way
That's
Russell
not
Wilson
true at all.
doesn't give his all, bro. That's just not gonna happen, bro. When you
I don't
have a
see that
franchise,
as being a good situation.
That's a Hall of Famer.
Team 3
man.
don't
He's not
rock
gonna
with
do
the Seattle Seahawks no more, bro. Like, he has no weapons other than DK. They
you
lost
talk
Chris
about
Tyler
Carson.
Lockett.
Tyler Lockett.
I mean, they got Tyler Lockett, yeah. But how
You
are
can't
you
just
That's
say
a
Tyler
good
Lockett
the
like
ball?
that, though. Tyler Lockett is a great weapon.
You know
He
how
is.
much I
But how are
love
you
for
going to
Tyler
get
Lockett to be
DK
on
and
the
Tyler
Raiders?
Lockett the ball?
What
do
If
you mean?
Russell Wilson
Throwing the ball.
continues to run for his life, how are you going to get it to them? How are they going to have a productive season with no
That's
O-line?
facts.
And they
Yeah,
got
the
Gerald
Seahawks-
Everett. They signed Gerald Everett as well.
That's a good
That's a
sign.
low key. That's an underrated signing.
That's an underrated sign.
But Russell Wilson is gonna be running for his life. They really disrespecting Russell Wilson with not really getting no O-line.
They were
And
listening to Chicago for that trade. And that trade, I would have took that trade if I was Seattle.
they tried to get Trent Williams, but of course he got the big contract to San Fran.
I think the trade was 3 first-round picks and 2 starters. I wonder who the starters were. It was probably
Yeah.
Eddie Jackson and somebody else.
Pray
One
for
of
Russ.
their starters was A-Rod.
Pray for Russ.
But yeah, back to the Cardinals. I feel like the Cardinals, I don't think they lost nearly as much as they gained. Because that AJ Green pickup, that's a good pickup for what it's worth. You know, AJ Green, he's coming off some injuries. So if he's healthy, that's a high upside choice. They lost Kenyon Drake, which I feel like they can definitely replace. Running back is the easiest position to replace. Who else? They lost Hassan Reddick. He was coming into his own. So it's a decent loss, but I feel like since Isaiah Simmons fell to you last year, completely makes up for it, like all the way. And JJ Watt,
they basically just traded him for JJ. So
yeah, JJ Watt more than makes up for it. So
They lost Patrick Pete too. Don't forget that. That's a big loss.
the only thing with Pat Pete is that Pat Pete is still a great DB, but you can tell the age and you can tell that the young guys are kind of getting the best of him.
Completely forgot about this. They got Rodney Hudson.
Whoa. That changed. Yeah, they're winners for real. Rodney Hudson, Kyler Murray needed help with the O-line as well. So Rodney Hudson, as a center directing the O-line, vet O-lineman, that's huge, bro. That's huge.
Cardinals are a playoff team. Cardinals are a playoff team.
Oh, yeah, y'all were talking about the Seahawks, right?
I can't say that confident because the NFC is extremely competitive.
It is competitive, but damn, this team is stacked.
Gabe Jackson to the Seahawks. And Gabe Jackson was not terrible.
He's not terrible.
O-lineman.
The guard.
Yeah, Gabe Jackson from
it's better than what the Seahawks had.
So. That is better. That's true. They still gonna need to heavily strengthen or put depth into the O-line still though, even with Gabe.
Yeah, they lose that white wife beater too.
Yeah, the wife beater. He's going to prison, boy.
All right, so let's jump into the losers of this free agency because if we got winners, we got losers. And number one on the list is Henry's squad, the Ravens. The Ravens.
Be more.
Yeah.
0-for-6 on receivers. Let's go.
Yeah, y'all needed upgrades at receiver. Y'all could have got Galladay.
It's depressing because look at our wide receiver core. We have Hollywood, who's extremely inconsistent. We have Miles Boykin. That boy don't even run routes. He's just running around. We have Devin Duvernay, who don't play, so I don't know how to feel about him. We have – I can't even name our other 3 receivers, honestly. And I was looking at Madden, and our average rating of receivers is 68. It's terrible. Get Lamar some help, man.
Y'all got Benjamin Victor from Ohio State.
Who is that?
Ohio State, he barely played.
You missed out on Kenny Galladay. You missed out on Corey Davis. You didn't even call him. You missed out on Marvin Jones. You're probably going to miss out on Sammy Watkins. You didn't even call the Bears for Allen Robinson. So, what are we doing here?
Missed out on John Brown, Nelson Aguilar.
Missed out on T.Y.
We
offered
about to miss out on Sammy. I don't want to.
Y'all was about to overpay T.Y. and still missed out. I don't know.
Juju.
I can't tell if y'all GM is trash or fire. Like
He's
he got
fine. It's
Lamar
just like
at
nobody
32.
wants to block for us. Nobody wants to play with Greg Roman. Lamar's not the problem. It's Greg Roman. He can't like develop routes. He's not creative at all when it comes to the passing game. So like, I don't know what we're gonna do because Lamar's not gonna win a Super Bowl with Hollywood as his number one. That's a fact.
Dang, Henry, have you ever
And
thought
Mark
about this?
Andrews.
Oh no, wait, Henry, have you
Mark
ever thought
Andrews
about
got
this?
best receiver.
Yeah, I
He
went
gets
from
double
having
covered.
I went from having people like Jacoby Jones and Anquan Bolden to Hollywood
Yeah.
Brown and Miles Boykin.
Yeah.
Mm.
What
Damn.
can we do? Well, I really think we should just re-sign Willie Snead and running back. Fuck it. Is
Well,
Sammy Watkins really an upgrade at
Well,
this point?
yeah, he's an
Barely.
upgrade over
Barely.
Miles Boykin and
He can't even
I
stay
think y'all
healthy.
have to pay Sammy though.
Yeah, you gonna have to
more than
pay
what y'all
Sammy.
want to.
because
Yeah.
Sammy can still sign with the Colts. He can still re-sign with the Chiefs. If he can re-sign anywhere, or he can sign anywhere but Baltimore, because
That boy
Baltimore's
better block.
offense is not really looking good.
I mean, it's a good offense. It's just not good for receivers.
But you need receivers so that you can make big
Don't
chunk
forget,
plays.
the
Other
Ravens
than
put up the
Lamar,
most,
y'all don't have anything.
What's y'all
like the
pick,
second
Henry?
most points. 27.
Y'all in position to get a steal, hopefully. Y'all
Yeah,
probably
y'all
just,
can get a receiver.
And
Yeah.
I'm not even, bro. The worst part is we lost Yannick Ngakoue after giving up a third round pick for him for a deal that was affordable, 2 years, $26 million. So I'm upset about that.
Yeah, I should get two.
And then we didn't upgrade at all on defense. Like we need a safety desperately.
Yeah, I could use Tutu Atwell if y'all can get him in the late second. That'll be fine.
I want that boy from TCU. That one safety. What's his name?
Trayvon Murray.
That boy
he-
better be a Raven.
he
That's
fine.
what I'm gonna say.
He fine.
Yeah. Moving on to the next squad. We already talked about the Seahawks. They number 2 in the losers. They only signed freaking Ahkello Witherspoon, a second or third string pass rusher from the 49ers, and they traded for Gabe Jackson.
Yeah.
No
Couldn't
more.
hold back on them. We had to get them out the way early.
Yeah.
They also lost
Damn.
Chris Carson as well.
He's been reaching on players for like
Free rush.
the last 4 years. I don't know how
Free
he's
rush.
still have a job.
And speaking on the
rush,
Cardinals, Malcolm Butler just signed to the Cardinals. So
Wow.
just now.
Wow.
That's an okay pickup. I mean,
Yeah, it's okay, like third
They
string
need
corner.
just
I think they
depth.
should draft the corner first round.
They needed that depth.
But yeah,
what's the next
third,
team?
we got Raiders losers in they the third losers because they O-line. Like, what did y'all do to
They
y'all
just give up
O-line?
on the old
They
line.
just
I don't
gave
understand.
up the O-line.
What is John Gruden and Mike Mayock
Completely
doing, man?
folded.
After having one of the best O-lines in the league as well.
Exactly.
Give up Trent Brown. I mean, he didn't play too well last year, but he's still a great tackle to have. You trade Ronnie Hudson. Yeah, he's old, but he's still one of the best centers in the league.
You
trade
trade
Gabe
Gabe
Jackson.
Jackson.
You cut
lost.
Richie Incognito.
Nah, they
Who was
re-signed
one
him.
of-
They re-signed. They got
Oh,
him
they
back.
did. Oh.
Yeah, they got him
But
back.
you keep Colton Miller, who's like mediocre. He's like, I mean, he had a good
I ain't
year.
gonna
young.
cap. They
He's
got rid of
young.
all their black O linemen.
Yeah, that's true.
Sounds
True.
suspect.
These are facts.
That's true.
But nah, I do
That's
have to
right.
give the Raiders props because I like the
They got
was
Yannick.
it Eric Armstead that they signed.
What?
Is that who it was?
Eric
Or Solomon
Armstead.
Thomas. Solomon Thomas.
Oh,
About to
Solomon
say,
Thomas.
boy,
That's a
chill.
decent pickup. But yeah,
I got
he's a
Yannick.
bust though from San Fran though.
He's not a
They got-
complete bust. I thought he was decent. You know, it's a little upside, but it's
They got-
definitely not what you.
Didn't it
what
get
you
cut
thought.
up?
Yeah, for
I
the
gotta
deal
look
that
this
they
up.
gave him is more upside than down.
I gotta look at the Raiders. free
They
agent signing.
also
Hold up.
aren't sure at the quarterback position neither, because there was a lot of talks of them trading out Derek Carr
I
and
disagree.
possibly
with that.
having I think that Derek Carr is still a good quarterback, but there was there was some type of talk with them possibly trading him out because they don't see him as the guy, which I kind of disagree with that in a way, but I could also see how they could think that Derek Carr isn't the dude that'll take them to the promised land. I could see that. It's been like 4 years with
Well,
Derek Carr.
Hold
It's been a
on. Derek
while.
Carr's a good quarterback. No Derek Carr slander. He's a great quarterback.
He's a great quarterback.
Yeah,
But do the Raiders like him?
Oh, they got
Enough-
John
enough
Brown
to keep.
too. Don't forget about that.
Oh, John Brown.
yeah,
Okay, it's good for the receiver.
Decent pickup.
They got
Their receiver core is already pretty good though.
The Raiders
Yannick.
pick at 17, so they're not in position to get a quarterback.
I got
So I
Kenyon
wouldn't
Drake for some reason.
Yeah, I don't.
Use
Oh
it.
yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
That don't make too much sense.
Questionable
He and
decision
Drake getting
by Kenyon
passed
Drake
around
too.
like a blunt.
He's a
bro.
starting running back in his league.
They
Kenyon
paid him
Drake
a
is
good
getting
little chunk of money
passed.
too.
Kenyon Drake, he be doing work when he be in the game, like
Mhm.
big yard with the Cardinals with that O line. I don't see how he was getting
Even with the
3-4
Dolphins.
touchdown games. He was
a
getting
dog.
3 and 4 touchdown games. That's crazy.
He's a dog. He's really, really good.
I
But
don't
But
think
he's
he
not
should have
good enough
settled
for
to be the
somebody
number
to
2
keep
running back.
him. Yeah, he's a good
Mo-
number 2. I don't think anybody's going to keep
No, I
him
think he's a
long
number
term.
1. I would
Because
definitely
he's
in the
a
past
great-
3 years,
he's
he's
a
been
great
on 3
number
different
2.
teams.
He's a great number 2, good number
It's just
1.
the money they paid him could have gone elsewhere.
and
I
he
just
can catch
don't
out the
see-
backfield.
I don't see the reason.
But moving on to the fourth loser that we got, the Titans. The Titans lose Johnny
Their
Smith.
secondary sucked.
They
They
lost
got
all their
worse.
secondary. No Adoree Jackson, no Malcolm Butler, lost Desmond King, released Kenny Vaccaro, didn't resign Jayon Brown. The only signing they made was Bud
No.
Dupree.
They signed
They
Jayon
did
Brown
stay
to
on to
a
a 1
year.
year.
Oh, they signed him to a 1 year?
$5 million.
I
That's
thought the
still a
Browns
L.
signed Jayon Brown.
I think they signed him on that for a prove-it deal. But if you ask me,
So did the Browns
Jayon
not
ain't
sign
no
Jayon
prove-it
Brown?
No, I'm pretty sure the Titans re-signed Jayon Brown to a 1 year,
player. 1 year,
$5 million.
5.5. Yeah, it was like
When
1
they
year,
should have got
5.5.
him longer. They should have got him to a long-term deal.
Yeah.
But
They
it
might
is-
be looking at it as a prove-it type of deal for him, which is pretty,
Jayon Brown's a good player.
pretty illogical.
I would have signed him longer. He's a good player.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they only signed Bud Dupree to a 5-year, $82 million deal.
They lost Corey Davis as well.
Lost Corey
Johnny
Davis.
Smith. They
and
lost their
Johnny
weapons.
Smith.
John
So let's see how
They-
AJ Brown does.
They
without
signed
Corey
Danico
Davis.
Autry, who's 30 years old, on a 3-year deal.
That's not
Titans going to be
terrible.
very different next year.
Nose tackle. I mean, I guess you feel it, feel the need, but I don't know. They lost their offensive coordinator for the last 2 years, so that could be impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Who's their tight end right now?
I don't know.
Ferkster.
Anthony Ferkster?
That's their last name. Ferkster.
Who the hell
It's
is
a
that?
big downgrade.
Anthony
He was
Ferkster,
getting buckets on y'all here in the playoffs.
he ain't trash, but he ain't no
Last-
drama.
Probably.
2 years
Everybody
ago.
was
That's a
on
big
that team.
downgrade from Jonnu Smith, though.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a
big
huge
downgrade.
downgrade.
So do y'all see the
I don't think
Titans
Titans make the playoffs. I don't think.
No,
they
I
make the
don't.
playoffs.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
Well,
I don't even.
there's-
I
they
honestly,
are
I don't
the
think.
division they're in.
I don't
helps.
think the Titans are going. They're going to try to battle it out with the Texans, because the Jaguars, I think, are going to be better than the Titans. Surprisingly, I think they're going to be better, and I think the Texans are going to give them a run for their money in the division.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck no.
Hey, I think Ryan Tannehill.
I
is
think
gonna be
Colts got
without
that
his
division
quarterback.
easily though.
Yeah, Colts probably don't
I
win
mean, I'm
AFC
geek.
South.
Hey, I think Ryan Tannehill gonna be without his offensive coordinator. My bad.
I mean,
Judge it.
the
He
thing
might
is,
struggle.
Brian Tannehill depended a lot on Derrick Henry, like the play action. So it's
Yeah.
like without that scheme, I don't know what they're gonna do.
And
Unless
judging
they
from the
just-
fact, of what we saw, how Ryan Tannehill played in the Miami scheme, and then we could see the big we could see him obviously improve when he got to Tennessee under that scheme and under that offensive coordinator.
Look how
But
he
now that
played
he's
in the
gone,
playoffs.
Now that he's gone, I don't know. Ryan Tannehill has always been more of I think he's been a good quarterback, but he's mediocre in a way. He's not the other quarterbacks that you can even see in the AFC South. He ain't Carson Wentz. He ain't gonna be no Trevor Lawrence. He ain't none of
He's
that.
better than Carson Wentz. You're tripping.
He's
bro.
definitely better than Carson Wentz.
He's better than Carson Wentz, but look at the system that in the team that Carson Wentz has now. He's going to have more. He's
Saying
going
that
to
like
have a
y'all
better
the
season than
49ers
Ryan
or
Tannehill.
something.
Say that again?
Saying that like y'all the 49ers or like the Saints or something.
No, I'm not saying that, but Carson Wentz is more than likely to be a lot better than what he's been in the past 2 years with our team and our system. Now, Ryan Tannehill, it's not looking too good. Losing Jonnu, losing Corey Davis. It ain't looking too good. They relying on Derrick Henry at this point.
AJ Brown is definitely a number one receiver, and he's probably about to take over the league in the next few years. Y'all saw where he was talking about he was hurt this whole season. This entire season
crazy.
he was hurt. I guess
That's crazy. And I believe he did get 1,000 yards this season too, right?
more than 1,000. He went crazy. He had a great year.
So we got the fifth and final loser, the Bears, man. The Bears, they couldn't get quarterbacks they was looking for. They signed Andy Dalton to be their QB1. And then you release Kyle Fuller. And they tried to release him and bring him back on like with cheaper money, or with less money.
The
Bears lost their offense. I don't know what's going to happen.
I feel for Bears fans, man. I'm sorry, bro. I just have a idiotic owner.
The only thing that I would say with the Bears is literally like
not racist.
Like the Bears have always they have never been able to find since Kyle Orton, and he was okay, but he wasn't even that good.
Jake
They
Cutler
could
was
never find a good quarterback. I don't see what's wrong. I think it's ownership, honestly, and what they're telling them to draft and who to sign. They haven't really made nothing.
Give Deshaun an interview, man?
How don't you not consider him? Mitchell Trubisky, they drafted
a one-year starter
first round.
A one-year starter over a two-time Heisman candidate and a national champion.
And now he is the second string quarterback for Josh. He's the backup quarterback for Buffalo, sitting behind Josh Allen.
That's an underrated signing. I'm gonna tell you
that
why.
That is an underrated signing.
If Josh Allen goes down,
I think Mitchell's gonna learn a lot from being in Buffalo.
Weeks, then the Bills want to be completely fucked. If Josh Allen goes down for a couple weeks.
Now that Harry just spoke on the underrated signings, let's move into our second segment. That was a whole first segment of winners and losers. So let's move into our underrated signings. For me, I think one of the most underrated signings in this free agency was the Dolphins signing Will Fuller, because the Dolphins needed a weapon at wide receiver. They got Devontae Parker. They got Lynn Bowden, who can be a weapon in the backfield and the passing game. You got Jakeem Grant, fast speedster, but Will Fuller, he a deep threat speedster. Hands, he can give you 1,000 yards as the second receiver. I think that's very, very underrated as a signing.
Okay. I like the I don't know if this is a little biased, but I like Mike Davis, because I feel like Mike Davis just came off a really good year with Carolina. You know, Christian McCaffrey. And who filled Christian McCaffrey's role? Who could have filled it better? Like, honestly. I feel like he did everything. He was a power back. He was a receiving back. He was an elusive back. What more could you want? He's on the older side, but they signed him to a 2-year, $5 million deal, high upside deal, and likely a bridge player for somebody to be drafted and learn from Mike Davis. But yeah.
Most underrated signing, I'd have to say Mitchell Trubisky to the Bills, because like if Josh Allen goes down, Bills aren't fucked. Their Super Bowl hope's still alive. And if I'm being biased too, since Cam said he was a little biased, Kevin Zeller to the Ravens, extremely underrated, because our guards sucked last year, and that fills that need. And then we can move our left guard to center, so we got somebody who can finally snap the damn ball.
I got a second one also. I feel like Philip Lindsay to the Texans. A lot of people don't care because the Texans are trash if they lose Deshaun Watson.
Terrible.
Well, but terrible. Like Philip Lindsay could still find his own, even if Deshaun Watson leaves. Whoever comes in, Philip Lindsay could make his own out of that. So,
well, if you pay attention, the Texans' whole this offseason, is to be structured if Deshaun leaves. And what they put together, the little bit that they put together makes the Texans, from what we were thinking, going goddamn 1-15 or 0-16 to possibly winning like 6 games. You know, what they've been put together now, it's not horrible. It's not as bad as what we were just thinking about a month and a half ago. But I like Philip Lindsay. Philip Lindsay and Mark Ingram there, That's good enough. That's good enough to get you to get some
Mark Ingram blows.
I mean, but he's still a vet. He's still a vet. He's still's been in the NFL for a little bit of time. He's going to give them some type of production, and
He's
he's
a good
probably
leader.
going to be healthy. I mean, but this is the Texans too. Remember, so Mark Ingram will give some type of help to the Texans. They're not good at all. Mark Ingram
I was watching.
is not a horrible running back.
Back on the Texans, I was watching Colin Cowherd the other day, and he was like, one of his sources said that the Texans have accepted that the Deshaun Watson era will end in a trade. So he's probably gonna get traded.
That's not what I see at least.
Well, yeah. Now that certain things have happened since then. I mean, I don't know.
Deshaun to Atlanta,
bro. It looked like the Texans are doing everything in their power to avoid, having talks about Deshaun Watson.
It might not even be the Texans. It could be another team trying to,
everybody trying to
bring
put
his trade value down.
Everybody trying to put a word out there for Deshaun
right now.
The Texans don't entertain it. It don't matter. For real.
Isn't the Texans' number one receiver right now like Kiki QT? Because they lost Will Fuller. Oh yeah, Cooks. Okay.
I got another underrated signing for this free agency. Carl Lawson. He got signed to a 3-year, $45 million deal. He didn't have many sacks. I believe he had like 5.5, but he was second in the league in QB pressures. So, or it was either QB pressures or QB hits. So he could come out and have a breakout season with the Jets, pop out with double-digit sacks.
Yeah, I agree personally. It's a very good one. And I got 2 more, and I'm done. I got the first one, my boy Keanu Neal. It hurts to see him go. But he's going to the Cowboys for 1 year, $5 million, and they're gonna move him to outside linebacker, where I think he will flourish because that's one of the hardest hitters in the league. And my second one is Anthony Harris, 1 year, $5 million, also to the Eagles. And Anthony Harris, I don't know how he's still underrated, but he's a crazy talented player, and I think the Eagles is a pretty good fit actually. So we'll see.
Yeah, because 2 seasons ago, he had 6 interceptions.
My most underrated re-sign, and this is all bias, T.Y. Hilton. This is a great re-sign. T.Y.
It is. I'll give you that.
We're probably going to draft a corner or a receiver. I think this was a great re-sign. I think that the Colts will probably wait till the second round to draft a lineman. And the first round either has to be a corner or a receiver. In that T.Y. there,
y'all should get Orlando Brown. I'm not gonna lie.
What pick do the Colts have?
14. Or no, 21.
If y'all was in the middle, then y'all would be in position to get one of them tackles.
They can still move up.
We can still get a tackle.
Remember, Chris Ballard either always trades up or goes ahead and he either trades back or go ahead and just pick somebody with that or get somebody with that pick. He could trade up a couple spots.
We'll see.
If he could probably trade up like 3 or 4 spots.
If he pick up Christian Darrisaw from Virginia Tech, that'd be a great pickup. That'd be a huge pickup. That'd be clutch. But yeah, I think Colts got some options. I don't know how about the T.Y. paying him $10 million for a year. But
I think that was good because other teams were going to pay him more, right? Weren't other teams? Well,
$10 million.
Yeah, the Ravens were looking to pay him or give him a bigger contract.
But it wasn't a bigger contract, which is longer. It was 3 years, $16 million. So it's like $6 million.
They would have given him a longer contract. But 1 year, $10 million. That's exactly what T.Y. needs. It may be a little bit less than what T.Y. was supposed to get. But it's a team-friendly deal.
I think it was a little more. He didn't have that great of a year last year, and he's old.
Well, that's because he had some injuries last year, and also look who he had at quarterback. So,
true.
All right, so let's jump into our third topic, man. This, I'm not even gonna lie, it's sad to see because this dude was a first-round pick, and he was picked with like the 31st pick by the Titans or the 30th pick. Isaiah Wilson out here getting released by the Dolphins after getting traded to the Dolphins for like seventh round pick swaps. And he just been getting in all types of trouble, all type of bad behavior. Man, get Isaiah Wilson some help for real, because
Hey,
it's sad to see a
Isaiah,
first round pick,
Isaiah
22
went
years
on
old.
a high-speed chase at 140 miles an hour.
Here
with
in
a
Georgia.
3.5, with a 3.5,
3-4.
and
3-4.
a 3.4, he got skipped.
He got skipped. Oh, me, he
And
got skipped.
acid in his car. You're a first round pick. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, for real. The Dolphins had enough faith in you to trade you, even if it was for a 7th round. Obviously, nobody else wanted you because you got traded for a 7th round pick. You have the time. The Dolphins were probably going to use you. You were going to make some bread. Now you're on your way to the Florida State Penitentiary.
To add on to the situation, he was also showing up late to like team activities and posting weird stuff on his story.
He didn't show up.
He showed up to some, but a lot he just didn't show up. That's true.
Yeah.
But
and the
Isaiah
Dolphins
Wilson
needed a
was a
tackle.
good-
And some of them were optional too, but he committed to go to him.
Yeah. Yeah. If you give your word and you don't show, that's a problem every single
It's just an asshole move, bro. It's just, I feel like he should go get the help he needs and then try again. I don't know if
I
his
still
career's
have
over.
faith,
It
though,
probably is.
as a Georgia fan. As a Georgia fan, I still have faith because he was a good player. He was a great tackle. He was bound to go to the NFL. Some people called him a reach, but he had that upside of being a great tackle. But you know, I feel like he could probably bounce back in a few years. Hopefully not a few years.
It's not like
soon.
it's not like he has so much bank where he can just like never come back. They voted his guarantees.
Jail, yeah. The charges that he's on are felonies.
They voted his guarantees, so it's like you don't have.
He's having
money,
mental problems right now, and it's nothing that you can't recover from in the NFL. Like Darren Waller did it. He's the prime example. He's always going to be the prime example. Because if Darren Waller can come back from the drug addiction he had, Isaiah Wilson can come back from it's not even a drug addiction. It's just mental
bad behavior, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Vick did a 3-year stretch and came back and went stupid.
Like, come on, bro.
Come on, that was different.
Isaiah Wilson, he can come back. I have faith.
Yeah, I think he can come back because he's only 22 years old. He can go through a program for a year and a half, probably come back, be a good tackle at 23, 24, still young, and he'll be straight. Let's moving into today though. Today the Magic have traded Nikola Vucevic, Al-Farouq Aminu to Chicago, traded Evan Fournier to the Celtics, and traded Aaron Gordon to the Nuggets, all in exchange for Gary Harris, 2 second-round picks, RJ Hampton, Wendell Carter, and 2 first rounds from the Bulls, I believe.
Wait,
this isn't a bad trade.
Wendell Carter
went where? Bad trade.
To the Magic. He's on the Magic.
Oh my God, I didn't even know that. So
I don't think
Vucevic
this is a bad trade.
To the Bulls. Vucevic going to the Bulls is going to be very interesting to see with Levine because those are 2 auto buckets. Yeah. Lauri Markkanen, he could come into his own with Vucevic. That's a shooting backcourt that I don't want to play against.
Playoffs, low key.
I don't want to play against them, bro. RJ Hampton, where did he go? Orlando?
Magic. Orlando with Gary Harris.
Oh, you went with Gary Harris? So Gary Harris is probably going to start at the 2 guard. I'll start him over Terrence Ross because, Terrence Ross, he's more of a streaky. Yeah, he's more of a streaky scorer. So I wouldn't start him. I'll start Gary Harris because he's a good player. He's a very good player. And RJ Hampton has very high upside because he's dumb talented. He's just super young. He's a rookie. Yeah. So he's going to come into his own eventually. And they still have Cole Anthony, Jonathan Isaac, Mo Bamba. Now Wendell Carter. I didn't even know that, bro.
They got a great young squad.
Orlando might be up to something, bro.
It seems to me they doing something like what the Thunder were doing. They just start trading all of their players. It was no hope for the Magic with the team that they built. We saw a couple years back they traded Oladipo away. Now it's Vucevic, Evan Fournier, and Aaron Gordon, and Al-Farouq Aminu, all out of there in exchange for some young talent. So I like what they did. I like what the Magic are doing right now.
They accepted that they were mediocre. This is good.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me. And did
Yeah,
you talk
very
about Aaron Gordon already?
Yeah, Aaron Gordon on the Nuggets, Evan Fournier on the Celtics, and Vucevic on the Bulls.
This is
Aaron
a great
Gordon.
trade in my opinion. 'Cause
Aaron Gordon with
The Magic,
Jokic.
the Magic have been
Lobs.
trash since Shaq left and Tracy McGrady left, bro. So I think this is a great trade. Great.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But the loss of Gary Harris is not gonna be unnoticed, I think, because Gary Harris is a very good player. So I feel like the Nuggets, I don't know how much they improved from this.
You
Yeah,
got
I think
Aaron
the
Gordon- you
Nuggets
got Aaron
still have
Gordon to
Monte
retire,
Morris
though.
as well. Still, Monte
that's true.
Morris, Michael Porter Jr. They
We gotta
team.
remember.
Oh, hold on.
Aaron
Didn't they
Gordon
get
is still
JaVale
a
McGee?
dog.
Didn't the Nuggets
I'm
get
not-
JaVale McGee too?
No, JaVale is with the they got ain't JaVale with Cleveland?
He got
I'm
traded.
not sure right now.
He got traded from LA to
I
Cleveland.
think he
if I'm
got
not
traded to
mistaken.
Denver.
Whoa.
Hold on, let me
Mm.
check. Let me
That's
see
a good
what
That's
I
a
backup.
got.
championship big man.
That
And
I
you
big
still
really
got
wanted.
Bobo.
I really wanted the Nets to get him, but
They could start utilizing Bobo more.
This is how it
Bobo,
works.
he had I think I saw like
Yeah,
clip of
he's
him
on
the
this,
other day. He's special, bro. Bobo is special.
Some breaking news: the Sixers are out of the trade conversation for Kyle Lowry, so it comes down to the Heat and Lakers.
And while we were on here, I saw Norman Powell got traded somewhere.
I saw that also. Norman Powell is that's probably the most underrated.
Norman Powell?
He's
What did
a
he get
bucket.
traded to?
Portland.
He got traded to Portland.
Yeah, I
bro, I
believe
wanted
it's
us
for
to get him
Rodney
too.
Hood. Something else. Why the hell Bobo
Bro,
traded?
I'm still tripping off at how they had Rodney Hood sit that whole game in that series, bro. He came in and went crazy, bro. I still remember that.
He was their whole offense after that.
He was stupid.
Everybody was tired.
Talk
He come
about
in and dropped 14
against the
points straight.
It was so fine, bro. Like they played that so well.
Who was it against? Was it against
the Warriors?
The Nuggets.
No,
It was against the Nuggets. Oh
Hold on.
yeah.
Yo,
That was when they went 7 games, right?
Jokic was tired as hell.
Come
He
on.
played 60 minutes that game.
And
He was
that
so
was still low key fat Jokic. Fat
Mhm.
Jokic, he couldn't go through that, boy.
Jokic was going stupid though. He was
Yeah,
still going
Jokic was
crazy.
still going stupid though. But
Yeah.
yeah, who was in exchange for Norman Powell to the Blazers?
I
Rodney
can't find it
Hood.
right now. But I just
I
saw
don't see on the
this that
JPA.
the Raptors want Tyrese Maxey, Matthias Thybulle, and 2 first-round picks from the Sixers for Kyle Lowry. So I guess that's why it didn't work out.
All right, so Blazers got Gary. Hold on, Portland Trail Blazers acquired Norman Powell from Toronto for Kerry Trent Jr. and Rodney Hood.
What? Gary
Okay.
Trent?
Mm.
Gary Trent be bro. He's a straight sharp shooter.
It's worth it. Norman
Why
Powell
you-
is one of the most underrated buckets in the league, bro. He can
But
score
Gary
at
Trent
any
ceiling?
spot. Any spot.
He's
As a
averaging
shooter?
26 points a game this month.
Who?
Norman Powell?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my-
he's a super bucket. I'm trying, bro. Norman Powell, he will come up the court and he might not even pass. He might just run the pick and roll and go score wherever he wants on the court, bro. He's that talented.
Nah.
I don't know
Yo,
how
it's
good
gonna
he is,
fucking.
but-
This is gonna be a storm outside. Oh my god, look at that cloud.
It's something
Jesus
serious.
Christ, dude.
Oh my God, that guy is
That shit don't look safe.
Meanwhile,
I hate South
we
weather,
storm
bro.
trackers in this guy too.
Okay, hate living in the South.
on
Get
me.
outta here.
BTS storms,
BTS storm.
BTF weather.
Move,
All right,
bro.
but who? Any other trade rumors that's going on? Because that was our 5th and last topic. And we could just keep spinning this off.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go there. I just found a picture of Bobo swimming. That shit crazy.
All right. That's going.
Why didn't we trade Spencer Dinwiddie from Norman Powell? Why?
But don't nobody want Spencer Dinwiddie in replacement for Norman Powell.
Yeah,
Hey, Spencer a bucket. You tripping?
He ain't no Norman Powell.
bro, he's nowhere near Norman Powell, bro. I don't care. Norman Powell almost averaging 30, bro. Like, why do people
All right,
not
all right.
talking about this guy?
This month,
Let's wrap this guy up, bro.
this month.
So
Yeah, it has been long, bro.
Before we
My
go
phone
through
was
the
on
Nets,
90%. Now
hey,
I'm
let's
14.
wrap it up before we go down this Nets rabbit hole.
yeah. Oh, and I got people calling
Hey,
me.
Nets in 5, bro. No matter
All right,
against who.
so we finna round off this podcast. This is episode 6 of the BTF Sports Podcast. We knocked out both NFL and NBA. So before you go, make sure you subscribe, like, share this video with your friends, family, and all that type of stuff. Follow us on Instagram at btf.sports, and you can get 24/7 sports news and coverage and all that type of stuff, videos, highlights, everything. So yeah, we'll catch y'all on another podcast, and y'all be safe, all that good stuff.
Be blessed.
They safe out here, bro. Times are crazy nowadays.
Okay.
I'm about to get crazier.